Everyone, this is Light, and welcome to another tier list video, and this one's going to be for the artifact selectors that we are getting from the Epic Dash. So let's get into it. Alright, so must have artifacts. Yeah, you should have at least one of these, but probably multiple. So Wind Rider, insane artifact for these. The biggest users are Janua and Gala and Greenstead, who are all very good units. I would recommend everyone to have like 3 of these, and I wouldn't recommend to like limit break them, but like I would rather have like 3 plus 15s, because like when you limit break them, it doesn't get that much. Like one limit break is like 1% attack and like 2% more extra attack on your next attack, which is whatever. So yeah, Wind Rider, very good to have like 3 of. You don't need to limit break them though, unless you really have that many. And then Secret Art Sword Storm, very important artifact for Celine. You should have one maxed. It's nice to have 2, but realistically, Green Celine is the only unit that's gonna use this unless you are unless you're using this to cheese people. Like unless you're using this on like units that people would not expect to have it. Like this is like good word cheese artifact, honestly. So, and like you can cheese cleavers with it. But realistically, you only need one of these. If you don't have one, it's a really good pickup for Green Celine. So yeah, Elba's Ritual Sword, the game, like a part of the game revolves around Elbrus. Elbrus super good for Emo Landy and Eufine in particular. So yeah, I would recommend having 2. But again, just like Wind Rider, it kind of feels bad to limit break it, because you know, it only like at the 15, it's only at plus 15 is only like 15% counter like skills to 20, but it's definitely good to have at least 2 of them. So yeah, very good artifact. Alexa's Basket, super good for BBK and RB, who are both pretty decent in the meta right now, especially BBK. Basket on BBK extremely strong. Basket on RB extremely strong. You probably if you're an oldie, you'll have this right like from the old RB meta, but yeah, if you want a nice artifact for either of them, this is a very good artifact. It got changed recently to make it much more consistent. I pretty much you only have like a 15% chance to miss an attack buff, so yeah, that's pretty huge. But very good artifact. Sigurds is like the premier the premier like healing warrior artifact. It is a must on Emo Bologna. Anything else on Emo Bologna is very bad. If you don't have a Sigurds for Emo Bologna, please consider getting one. It's also very nice to limit break this artifact. Like the healing the healing difference between like plus 15 and plus 30 Sigurds is kind of huge. But yeah, I'd recommend like 2 of them, because like honestly, Emo Bologna is like the best user of it right now. But like if there's ever like another bruisery warrior that can use this, yeah, you definitely want 2 at least. It's also very good on like Ed and stuff, but Emo Bologna is by far the best user of it. And then we have Spirit's Breath. Spirit's Breath, very important for PvE. A handful of PvE revolves around Oxlot and Spirit's Breath. So yeah, definitely nice to have. Although if you don't have one max, you will be suffering quite a bit with this. But yeah, very important artifact to have. So yeah, those are the artifacts that you pretty much need to have. To recap, 3 Wind Riders is nice. You only need 1 Sword Storm unless you want to cheese. 2 Elbruses is fine, but three to be safe. Alexa's Basket, only need 1 or 2. Sigurds, multiple. Spear's Breath, just 1. So yeah, very important artifacts to have. And then Abyssal. So here we have the nice to have section. The Abyssal Crown, very good for debuffers like Fire Araminta and Solitaria. It's nice to have, nothing crazy. Misha, this is like increased hit chance for rangers. It's nice on like Bryceria and stuff to get her to 70% hit rate. But you don't need it. Alabastron, it's okay on some like debuffer thieves, especially for PvE because it gives you extra defense break chance, but that's about it. Bastion Prelucia, actually super strong artifact in RTA. It's really good for protecting certain units like Emil Senya. Emil Senya really likes Bastion. Although if you don't have a 3F for Emil Senya, Bastion is pretty good. It's pretty decent on Arrowell. Oh yeah, decent artifact, but mostly for RTA. Bloodstone is a pretty decent PvE artifact. Like if you ever do PvE with a ranger, they're probably gonna be on Bloodstone, and if you don't need the healing, then whatever. But yeah, Bloodstone is definitely decent. Broken Will's the priest. It gives you increased hit chance and defense pen on your single target attacks. It actually makes Emma Ilinav do pretty decent damage. Like as far as like a damage boosting artifact goes, like this is really good. However, it's not the best if you don't have it like very limit broken, but it's decent artifact. Celestine, super good for ML haste, but only ML haste. Nice to have, but if you don't want to get Celestine just for ML haste is fine on Idol's Chair too. Doctor's Bag, this is super good on Blue Elena and Bunny Dom. Like it gives Bunny Dom a cleanse on her S3, which is nice. So if you're interested in that, Doctor's Bag, very nice. Double-edged Decresta, really good meme artifact. It's good on Intenki Arbiter Vilgid. It's good on Fire Kairon. It's good on Remnant Violet. Yeah, decent artifact for sure if you don't have one. Elysia Candle. This is a very fun artifact. People use this to cleave. People use this to make their knock walls and Flitika's defense break, and it's pretty funny to be honest. So yeah, fun artifact. Definitely not a must-have, but it leads to a lot of shenanigans. Golden Rose. it's like Sigurd's but more offensive, but the healing power is quite bad. But it's good on stuff like Lionheart, but honestly it used to be really good when Lionheart was good. But maybe it'll be more important after Lionheart gets buffed, who knows. But yeah, basically the more offensive Sigurds with less healing. Holy Sack. This is mostly like a Guild War and Arena artifact for like anti-cleave and cheesing people. The issue with this artifact is that the revive rate is tied to the limit broken level. So like if it's not maxed, it's kind of whatever, but it's nice it's really good. Really good. Definitely a really good artifact though if you want to get started on stacking those up. Idol's Cheer is really good for shenanigans. Like Idol's Cheer haste is very strong. CR boosting shenanigans is very strong. Definitely nice to have. Goblet of Oath. This is pretty much exclusively for Peyra. It gives her effectiveness that she really wants. Lets her cycle her S3 and S2 really quick. Decent. Nice to have. RNL. RNL's a very funny artifact for like Ran. If you've heard of the famous like 2311, like Ran S2, S3, and then he RNLs twice into 2 S1s. Fun artifact for Ran. Not really much use anywhere else, honestly. I mean, you can use it on Peyra. Well, if you want a meme, you can use this on any thief that gives themselves an extra turn, because like they're very likely to proc RNL. Oh yeah, for fun artifact that can potentially be pretty good. Rod. So this is like pretty much like the PvE healing artifact. Like it's Yeah, it's just a PvE healing artifact. For PvP, your healing comes from like Guardian Ice Crystal, which is unavailable. But Rod, decent. Decent. You're not going to put much else on your PvE Soul Weavers. Also, I'm sure it's pretty decent in Guild War 2. Like, back in the day, everyone wanted this artifact. Yeah. So, Secret Tree Branch, actually an insane artifact, specifically for ML Sharon. Like, ML Sharon can like defense break the enemy team, and then this branch will push up your DPS to follow up on it. Super powerful artifact. If you want to cleave with ML Sharon, highly recommend. Scroll of Shadows, actually a pretty decent artifact for Arya. Mostly in like arena and stuff. Although there are alternatives, you don't need this artifact, but it is nice to proc like the really strong debuffs on this. Like, if you want to spoil your Arya, it's a very nice artifact. Song of Stars, well, mainly a PvE artifact. You can cheese with like Song of Stars Lua with like White Leica, but like that's kind of whatever in RTA. But yeah, it's mostly for PvE. It's probably Green Asteria's best in slot artifact because it makes her defense break and targets to maximize your damage. And it's also very good for one-shotting hunts because like hunt one-shots typically use units that full penetrate defense, and target buff makes that full penetration do 15% more damage. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, super good PvE artifact. Shepherd of the Hollow. This is pretty much the go-to evasion artifact. It's the most stable. Not really RNG reliant like Decrescent. Yeah, it's nice to have. Shamaja's staff really good for ER stacking. It's made Chloe's best in slot. Makes your lifesteal units heal more. So yeah, very good artifact if you want to play like that. Would definitely recommend having at least one for sure. Um, Space Fan. Okay, this artifact is very fun with Emmopolitus. Like Emmopolitus stealthing your DPS, very powerful. However, the drawback is that the stealth chance is a percentage based on the level. So if you don't have a very high leveled one, it's gonna be kind of lame. Stella Harpa, it's okay for Rowana, I guess. It can be pretty annoying because like it cleanses a random debuff, and that debuff usually is something that'll kill you. I mean, that's just my bias, but whatever. Nice to have. Sword of Summer Twilight, really good cleavy artifact. It's good on any cleaving thief pretty much that that will already have attack buff. It's good on Ran. It's good on any thief with an AoE, pretty much. So that's the thing. Uberia's Tooth. If Hwa-Young or like Urunka or something ever get, good again, like they'll want Uberia's Tooth probably. I think it's right now it's not that useful, but in the future it could be very useful. Time Matter, it's like a funny cleavy kind of artifact, but there's not much use for it right now except in like PvE, like Green Vivian shenanigans where she needs Time Matter to reset her S2, but otherwise kind of whatever. Nice to have though. Violet Talisman. This is kind of like a meme evasion artifact, but I can see it being okay. I can see it being okay. It's nice to have, but definitely not the artifact of choice for evasion. But it has potential to be very strong if you don't die instantly. Unseen Observer, very good artifact. Politis, she gets souls from this, huge. Blue Flan in arena, you get souls, very important. And this artifact is super good for enabling like aggression or cleave. But yeah, Yeah, super nice artifact. And the nice thing about this artifact is that when you level it up, it only gets like CR boost. Like it's you get the value from it. You get pretty much almost max value from it from just being like plus 15. So yeah, super nice artifact. And honestly, well, the rest of this is not really worth talking about. Like these artifacts, like Little Queen's Crown, it sucks unless it's maxed. Like Alen'Sanok's Wrath, it's kind of whatever. Like Eligos artifact, it doesn't like there aren't many rangers that can afford to not use guiding light, so this is pretty whatever. More artifact, it's you can cheese people with it, but like it's kind of whatever. I don't know. Black Hand, like most mages prefer book or something. Like almost no one uses this. Border coin, there are better warrior artifacts. Bloody Rose, honestly, whatever. It's like a guild war artifact for Zio, but honestly, not that good because its proc rate is pretty low. Circus Fantasia, it used to be good for high effectiveness lilies, but it's kind of whatever. Cradle of Life. This is like an ancient inheritance artifact because like warrior the debuffs are really nice for that. But you shouldn't be picking an artifact just for PvE. Creation and Destruction, pure meme, absolute memery. Like 20% chance to proc is not good. Unless you want to cheese people on like Guild War, don't go for that. But yeah, everything else is just kind of whatever. There's really not much to say. Yeah, don't honestly don't even think about this tier. You 100% will get one of these, or you'll get one of these. I don't even think about this tier. Like, cause I know for sure someone's not gonna have 3 Elbrises, 3 Wind Riders, and like 3 Sigurds already. So don't even think about the whatever tier. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope it was helpful. Catch you next time.